I'm Captain James T. Kirk.
And I'm a cloud of nebulous gas.
Welcome to Coming Up Next. You know, we decided that we'd take a little time off for the holidays, you know, enjoy the festive New Year and all that good stuff. So,
plus we had to get over the hangovers we had.
Really?
Not going to do that again.
No, definitely not. Yuletide spirit. Ooh.
Yeah, well, you figure it couldn't be too good for 50 cents a gallon.
That's true. That's true. But we thought we'd bring you some of our just most classic, just wonderful pieces from our show so far.
We really couldn't find any, though.
So we kind of figured that this crap would have to do.
Yeah, we figured this way. There'll be a show on the air for you loyal fans to watch, and we really don't have to work too hard.
That's right. So, see ya.
Good evening, and welcome to Nebraska Travelogue. Our first stop tonight here on Nebraska Travelogue brings us to one of the most baffling mysteries in Omaha's long and storied history. A place aptly named The Rocks. Were they a gift from the gods, or the remnants of a freak paving truck accident? We'll leave the decision to you. Some local residents have ascribed mystic powers to these rocks. To bring you that story, here's local rock guru, Dr. Bill Igneous.
These rocks couldn't have been put here in a haphazard fashion. As you notice, there's a definite geometric configuration between all of these rocks. And of course it suggested that there had to have been a sophisticated culture here in Omaha that had a complete mastery of addition and subtraction far in advance of 1973, maybe even as early as 1965. And one morning in November, 6:23 a.m., if you sight right along the top of this rock, which is known as the Key Rock, you have a perfect view of the corner of 72nd and L, which of course is held in reverence by several of the world's major religions. And on that morning in November, at least 7 people make the arduous trip here to these rocks to replenish their soul. So, as you see, this could not have been a coincidence. Amazing. And now with another viewpoint, Lenny the Rockmeister Rockwell.
Yeah, well, me and Chucky Washington was coming around a bend one morning about 4:30 in June of 1967. And we'd been out all night, you know, drinking, having a good time, doing all the things us rock truck jockeys like to do.
Yeah, we was hauling around the loop with 35 ton of rock, trying to race this little Volkswagen for the hole shot at the next light. You see, Clyde was pretty ripped, and he had hold of the wheel with one hand while he was rummaging around a cab looking for his 40-ounce Old English 800 with the other. And he wasn't paying any attention to where his potbelly was going, let alone to the road. So we come around the bend, the bottle started to roll, and Clyde lunged at it, and that big old belly of his hit the release lever and dumped the whole 35 ton of rock right here in this here field. Kind of interesting, the Volkswagen just up and disappeared.
And what did you do then?
Well, we was pretty scared, being as this was the 3rd time it had happened, and with Clyde being on probation and all, so we decided to make ourselves scarce-like, and hope that no one would notice. So Clyde hiked that big old belly of his up under the steering wheel and romped on the accelerator, and we hightailed it out of there with the bed standing straight up and flapping in the wind.
Weren't you concerned about attracting attention?
Sure we was. So we drove the back roads down to Greasy Johnson's garage. That's where we stashed it, and we covered it with a bunch of old oily rags we found laying around Greasy's place.
That's kind of hard to believe. It would have taken an amazing number of rags to cover an entire truck.
Yeah, well, lucky for us, the last time Greasy cleaned his garage was in 48, when the city council issued him that order that he had to clean his place or leave town immediately.
And where's that truck today?
Well, it seems that Greasy was smoking one of those 5-cent cigars that he always had hanging from his mouth, and he flipped a butt into the corner. And the whole place went up like a Roman candle. You know, the fire burnt so hot that the truck completely melted and left no trace of it, the building, or Greasy Johnson.
So you have no evidence to support your story?
Only my word.